Okay, so since my mic wasn't working during my battle, I wanted to go and do a voiceover, just going over some of the things that I remember. So actually, in the beginning here, I start talking about my team, which I never do, which is hilarious that I forgot about the mic. So, debuting Ursaring, I had done some calculations. Basically, even though he doesn't get any stab with these moves because he's normal type, which is a waste for him because his attack's so high, but I think it was kind of done like that on purpose. But by strategically throwing out Qian Pao when he attacks, it would weaken the opposing Pokemon's defense enough to KO them, even without the stabs. So, yeah, I think I'm talking about it right now in the video. Well, let's get to the battle. Okay. Alright, let's hope that goes away soon. There we go. Yeah, I was surprised at some of the choices that he brought. I mean, he had a good battle the previous week with a bunch of these. I just still kind of expected to see Okidogi and more of the like higher tier mons. I don't know if Sableye belongs in the tier that it's in, but it's definitely annoying enough. Yeah, Yanmega, Magcargo. I've never actually fought against Magcargo, so surprised by that. I knew Scizor was going to be trouble, and the same thing with Azumarill. Yeah, so my plan, which I don't know if it was good or not, was to start with Illumise and Roaring Moon, because if you had Fluttermane and it was whichever item gives it, I think, the speed he had been running, and if it had that on, a knockoff would KO. But so I don't see the lead that I'm exactly hoping for, and I feel like I kind of waste the photosynthesis already. And also, I keep forgetting to put Roaring Moon on the other side. So I know Azumarill is going to be an issue right away. I'm pretty sure I just go right for a Charm, because these guys like to run Azumarill with huge power. Maybe Belly Drum sometimes with a Citrus Berry. Azumarill's just like really tanky, and if you don't have like a specific electric type or attack or whatever for it, it can be problematic. Or poison. I think it's weak to electric and poison only. Or grass, but I mean, we don't know if it's not gonna have Sap Sipper, but you always have to like keep that in the back of your mind. So yeah, I'm expecting that. See, like I said, I wasted the photosynthesis or the booster energy. I was definitely expecting an attack, an ice attack, or fairy for that matter, on Roaring Moon, and he goes for the Terra right away. I wonder what he was thinking I was gonna do. Maybe a fire attack. I'm definitely excited to see his perspective of it. Yeah, so we get the Charm off on Azumarill, and he KOs Illumise, I assume, so that way it doesn't get Tailwind off. And then there's the Ice Spinner. It does like no damage. Yeah. Do like 19 damage. I guess I'm thinking here that the Dark Moves is a good matchup against Scizor. now being Ghost Terra. And I know Sizzler was another one of the problematic Pokemon that I wanted to take care of quick. I don't think I Terra. Yeah, I don't Terra here. I don't think I Terra at all the first game. I'm debating whether he sees that the dark Pokemon's on the field and he's gonna switch it out. So since I'm not sure, I just go right for the third punch, because if I Sucker Punch and he switches, then it does absolutely nothing and it's a waste. Yeah, and so I was right. And Basculegion is Scarfed? I don't know. It can only pick one move, so I just wanted to switch it out to kind of do the same. Okay, so he's did a double switch there. Getting Sableye. So there's the flip turn. And I didn't know it this game, but the following game I find out that has a Focus Sash on it. So that was actually pretty big. And right here I'm ready to bring out a big teddy bear to do some damage. That shiny is awful. That is awful looking. Yeah, Yanmega is not particularly bulky, just has a cool ability, so Chien-Pao easily takes that out. He probably would have KO'd it if it was well, except for the sash, but like I said, I didn't realize that right away. Not until the second match when it actually happens. So then we see Sizzler come back out. And now that Chien-Pao's out, like, being more than just being an offensive threat, its ability just rules. Like, it just gives so much more that you can do. So I'm just trying to, like, preserve it as much as I can with the Protect. And Sableye gets the fake out. I'm pretty sure I forgot about that. So thinking about what's coming next, I also had Ursaring to try to bait a Will-O-Wisp or get some kind of status on it, because I had a good thought that Sableye was coming. And if I could activate Guts without using the Flame Orb, because Eviolite makes it pretty defensive. Yeah, so it takes a Bullet Punch. I'm pretty sure it hangs on with its sash. Yeah. And then a Thunder Wave. But yeah, it's just so strong. And that does not do a ton of damage. And then we see that Sableye has leftovers, and I would just like to put a public service announcement out that if you're running leftovers on a Pokemon that doesn't also have like HP draining moves, it's kind of a waste of an item. You should just rethink of a better item to give it, because like, what's it gain? A 16th every turn, so if you Protect, you can gain an 8th every 2 turns. Like, that's not enough to keep it alive. Or unless you're like using a Hisuian Electrode with an attack that takes half of its HP. The leftovers can get it a little bit more, so that way you can use 2 attacks without dying if you don't get hit. And giving away some souls. Yeah, so right now I'm not really sure that I'm worried about the Magcargo. But I know the Sableye can just, like, status most of my Mons. He tried to status Chien-Pao, but it's Dark type, so Prankster doesn't work against Dark type. And Prankster is also not going to work against Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon also doesn't have an item. So that didn't do much. But it would have KO'd Chien-Pao regardless, so that was a good switch. Like I said before, like I I have Ursaring to take out like the Pokemon that I was most concerned with Chien Pao on the field. So I'm just waiting for them to show up before I bring it back out. And it doesn't even need to attack, it just needs to be on the field. So right now I'm thinking I don't really have a great move for the Pokemon that are out on the field. He tries another Thunder Wave. My own knockoff because he has leftovers, and Roaring Moon is just super strong, plus it gets a stab. We got Thunder Punch, does nothing. But he has an Air Balloon. And Air Balloon's another item that's just kind of like not great because, especially with a slow Pokemon, you get hit first and then it's gone, and then you get hit with a ground attack. I mean, it's kind of good if your opponent's not paying attention, but you can always check like the Pokemon page to see if the item shows up, which if it reveals, I'm pretty sure it shows up on there. So again, I'm thinking that like, see, I almost Terra again, but I'm thinking that it's getting hit again with that ice attack, so I'm pretty sure I bring back out Basculegion. Look at that. And then we're going to try to get some damage on Azumarill. Another protect. Did he protect 2 turns in a row? That's fine. I'll look at it afterwards. Yeah, but so we got the Thunder Punch, and it didn't do enough. But so I'm thinking, go away. But so I'm thinking one more plus a flip turn would KO it. However, even though I said it earlier and I knew it, that it was going to have a Citrus Berry, I wasn't planning for it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of his strategy was around trying to take out Basculegion when he saw it because of what it can do later on. But that was not my strategy at all. It's just kind of like a gimmick that helps me out when things aren't going good. But it was working better to use it as a decoy almost, because its special defense is pretty good. Well, I mean, it's taking physical attacks there, but its special defense is pretty good, and like against the water Pokemon, I know I have Arcanine is pretty weak to the water, and then it can take the ice attacks like you've seen also. See, okay, so so close. But so we finally see Flutter Mane gets off a Protect. We also do Protect. Aqua Jet. Shadow Claw, Protect. So now I was thinking that Azumarill is going to go for it again. And yeah, so he withdraws Flutter again. I can't remember if that was the first or second time it came out, but it also has used up its booster energy, and I knew that Sucker Punch was going to hit before slow-ass Azumarill. So that's out. Now we get a free hit on Magcargo, which still like does nothing. And we see Flutter again. Pretty sure he protects again the first turn. Just like You gotta you gotta take the did he protect? Oh, he didn't protect that turn. Okay. So yeah, so like even though it might have been predictable to do an attack, like you still have to take the chance, because if not, then like that pays off like that. Critical hit. So yeah, I mean, 5-1, it's over, and I think Hup knew that too. That's why he didn't try to protect. But throat chop almost KOs. Leave it to Ursaring to clean up. It's a pretty decisive game 1. Game 2 was much closer. So here I'm thinking that just with how much coverage Ursaring had, that if I lead with it, that I could try to get a jump early. Okay, let's skip this. Yeah, okay, so I led with Chen-Pao and Ursaring. Chen-Pao, by the way, surviving the last round with 1 HP. That's what's up. All you need is 1 HP to fight. This was not a stat padding game for my dead fish. Yeah, and then he leads with Scizor again and Yamega. Like I said at the beginning, I had the protect always going to do that first turn. I mean, against like against Scizor with a priority steal move, I'm going to protect, and it worked. We protected, and then Ursaring is going to clean up with this Fire Punch. Yeah, so that was smart going with the double, because he knew that it had the Sash, Focus Sash. Fire Punch, though, just a little bit too much with Chen-Pao on the field. And actually, if Chen-Pao wasn't on the field, I don't think that KOs. I think I was just waving my hand. Little happy wave when your prep works out. But yeah, Mega actually turns out to be a little bit of a pain this game. So I protected last turn, so I'm thinking what is my next best course of action. It's thinking, I remember now. Now that Sableye's out, I remember that I had Fake Out. So I actually do this a couple times, and I'm trying to get the Pokemon worked out right, that if he fakes out, it hits Basculegion because it's Ghost type. And I think it takes me like three tries to get it right, because I know he's going to try to Fake Out. Hold on, let me pause this so I can get my thought across. He's going to try to Fake Out Chen-Pao to break the Sash. So if I replace him with the Ghost type, see, look, I'm going back and forth because I'm trying to get this right. If I replace him with the Ghost type, then it's going, I mean, Fake Out is kind of negated by switching anyway, but anytime that you can not take any damage at all also is good. I might have not done that right. Or maybe I did, because he faked out the right slot that I was predicting. I'm not sure. Yeah, so he gets the speed boost. Thunder Wave. Good move on him. I did not expect that to have that attack. It does not much. Flare Blitz would have KO'd, and this is when I find out about the sash. It really made me wish that I had flip turned into Yanmega. Priority. I was thinking that he's my only mon with a priority move. So I can Sucker Punch Yanmega before it attacks again. Because now with the speed boost, it's starting to get a little crazy. Although I think he protects this turn, and then it gets even faster. But like at a certain point, it doesn't matter anymore, but it's still a good protect. Yeah. So he protects. I protect with Greymon because at that point when I used Flare Blitz, it showed that I was using Rock Head instead of Flash Fire. He did still have a berry, so if he got burnt, he was going to heal himself, but he tried to Thunder Wave. So I guess that was a good protect. I really wanted to put Extreme Speed on Arcanine, but I was afraid of seeing some screens, so I opted for Psychic Fangs. But if I had Extreme Speed, that would have been very beneficial here for Yanmega. And also, he has like at least 2 ghost types, so it's completely worthless against them. It's just tough because ideally you're going to want to have Protect on every single Pokemon, so that gives you 3 slots for moves, and then you want to prioritize moves that'll get a stab bonus, because if not, then they really just have to be super strong for it to make a difference if you're not using stab. And then with that 4 times from Azumarill, like... Or did I switch before he switched that? I know Azumarill also has a priority move. So he switched out Yanmega, so he got rid of all of his speed boosts, but... Flip turn had been working out decently so far. I think I Terra Chien-Pao here. Water Terra, one of the best defensive Terras, especially if you don't have an electric threat. I guess he doesn't have a grass threat either. Yeah, so Aqua Jet breaks my sash, but... Throat chop. And then we get a Para, which also was big. Got a little Sableye coming in with a KO. So now we're down 1. And Ursaring was my ringer for this game, so we're bringing him back out. Especially because I think it was my only Mon with a counter for Azumarill. But we don't even attack Azumarill. A lot of sense that makes. Pretty sure he switches out Sableye. You guys read Terret's Fire? Yeah. Oh no, he didn't switch it out. He Thunder Waves it, which I'm pretty sure activates Guts. Liquidation does about half. Oh, and there was a miss. Wow, so we had a Para which would have KO'd Sableye, and then we had a miss that would have KO'd Sableye. I'm just checking out the move strengths because he doesn't get any stabs, so I'm just making sure that I use the strongest move. So we get the Sucker Punch, take it down below half, but then the Berry kicks in. Liquidation again, KOs, must have been a low roll at the first hit. See, like, I just knew a Azumarill was gonna cause problems. It's a strong little fuck with huge power. The Fire Terra is a bit curious, but I'm not going to read too much into that. Maybe it was just simply to avoid electric or grass. Another Sucker Punch almost takes it down, just not quite. We get our tail end off, so we're definitely outspeeding for the rest of the game. Aqua Jet does nothing. Thunder Waves Illumise. I'm pretty sure I messaged him, and because he messaged me after the first game and said something about he couldn't figure out why Prankster wasn't working. And I think he got some help, got it figured out. But so I messaged him and I said, you can paralyze Chien Pao now because it's water type. And then I think he said something like he gave up. And I was like, don't give up yet. It's only game 2. And honestly, this one comes down to the wire. I think this is Meg Cargo. Yeah. Which is a good name because Miramon's made of fire and Magcargo is made of lava. But actually, Azumarill kind of looked like it too. Yeah, so I get paralyzed like 2 or 3 times in a row. Another throat chop because I wasn't sure if he was gonna actually attack or protect. So he actually used a lot of protects this game, more than I was expecting. But good, like, not in a bad way. Not just, I mean, some of them are telegraphed, and I should have realized that more in this second match. Like, I'm pretty sure he comes out the gate and protects with Flutter Mane. Yeah, definitely some low-hanging fruit that I tried to go after, and rightfully so. Those big name Mons, they just, and I would like to know how lucky that was that it lived that. Those big name Mons, they just draw so much attention because you're trying to take them out quick because you know what they can do to your team. Yeah, so he protects and then withdrew. Gargamon, I think that's a Azumarill, yeah. Yeah, look, another paralyzed. Third chop KOs. And that was the reason that I have Sucker Punch and Throat Chop. Power Gem, that's gonna KO Chien-Pao. But my little Ice Ferret did its job. It's so sad when it just falls over from being fainted. We lose Tailwind. But we're thinking we're in pretty good shape with Arcanine, and so this is another one that I mean, not until hindsight. Like, I should have went right after Mad Cargo, but I know Head Smash is gonna KO Flutter, but he protects, which is a great move, and then Mad Cargo cleans up Arcanine. And that's me shaking my head because I realize what's about to happen. So here we go. It's 2v2. Or I think it's 2v2, but actually he has 3 Pokemon left. And I am quite concerned once I realize that, but that's not until later on. I'm looking up something on the computer. Okay, so I just got the Tailwind back up and now Para, so we got speed. We get a nice little jaw lock, KOs, because Fluttermane's defense is like a piece of paper. So, yeah, this is when I realized, like, oh shit, he's still got 2 Pokemon. And I can't use any of my priority moves against Sableye because it's Dark type. So I'm like, I don't know what to even do with this Pokemon. Just try to preserve it in case if I have to Tailwind again. I think he's like in the same boat. Like, he doesn't have much to do with Sableye, and that does a ton of damage. And I don't even like, it popped the balloon, so I don't know if it knocked off the balloon, and that still did a ton of damage. I feel like it had to have, because of just how much it did. Yeah, so I know it's not using physical attacks, but I can't protect again, so. And I can't attack Sableye. So we finish it up with a jaw lock. Very happy. Knocks off, does nothing. I don't know now. But I probably would have lived another Power Gem plus knockoff. Just because Dark resists. Dark. Yeah, look, another Para. Shocking. We get a jaw lock. Finish it up. And that's the game. So yeah, if you take anything away from this match, it's don't use leftovers unless you have another plan to help you out. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, protect. You should have protect on at least half, probably more than half of your Pokemon. Ideally all of them, but that doesn't always happen. All right, peace.